Alright fellas, I'm doing a little up close and informative video here of the installation of the flasher units on the back of the Fergie. A couple of guys emailing me asking me about the what wires to use, what bulbs to use, etc. This is all original 6-volt negative ground, so you have to make some changes, and I'm going to follow everything here. First of all, these lights here, they're standard, like trailer lights. Okay, they either come with one lens on the back or the double lens, one in the front and one in the back, which is the ones I like to use on mine. Okay, lens pops right off with a screwdriver. Okay, now to begin with, these lights, okay, there's going to be two wires coming out of the bottom of the light. These are stop lights and turn signal lights for a trailer. Okay, and they're very cheap, Tractor Supply or everywhere else. Okay, they only cost like $7-8 a piece. Alright, two wires coming out of the bottom, you're going to find. Alright, both of those wires are positive, they go to the juice. Okay, one is for the stop light, one is for the turn signal. Okay, tail light. Okay, the housing itself is the ground. Alright. So what I do is, because I don't need stoplights or turn signals, I just want flashes. Okay, I put both of those wires together, and by doing that, I'm lighting up both elements, and that gives me a much brighter light. Okay, and that's the way to do it. All right, if you only use one wire, you're going to get a rather dim light. Okay, use both wires coming out of the bottom, and you're basically lighting up both elements of the bulbs. Now, onto the bulbs. When you open it up, okay, this is what you're going to see, right? 12 volt, 2057 bulbs are in there. Okay, you take these out, okay, and what you put in is this right here. This is 6 volt, 1154. Okay, that's what you want. 6 volt, 1154. It's a 2-element. It's exactly the same. The tits off the side are exactly the same as the 12 volts. Okay, fits in there perfect. You can get these on eBay, very cheap. 10 in a pack for less than $7-8 bucks. Okay, so have to change the bulbs. Very simple to do. Okay, then moving on to the wiring. Okay, in lighting on tractors, and other vehicles with 12 volt, you can get away with 14 to 16 gauge wiring. Okay, I personally recommend 12 gauge for 6 volt wiring. Aside from being able to carry the right amperage and voltage and not lose anything, it's a stronger, heavier wire. And the purpose of that is, okay, when you strip your wires down and you're feeding them through holes and you're pushing them through conduit, you want the wires to be strong. Okay, you don't want to break nothing, because you got 14 gauge wire and you start breaking 1 or 2 little frays of that wire, you're losing a lot. So I go with the 12 gauge wiring. Okay, and what I do is I use this braided, it's a reinforced braided clear tubing, which is used for different plumbing devices. Okay, it's like 69 cents a foot. Okay, so I just pick up 10 feet of this, more than enough. Okay, and what I like about it is it's strong. It's not going to collapse, not going to rip the wires inside. And I also like that it's semi-clear, so when I'm pushing my wire through, I can see where the wire is. Okay, I can see how far I have to go to get to the other end, which makes installation easy. So I use that. I started from the top here, coming out of the wires running from that light over to this light. Then we're coming out the bottom, and here's the conduit. I spray painted gray when I'm finished. Here's the conduit going across, totally out of the way of everything. Going across along the tranny. Okay, strapped in, coming down and up to the juice. Okay, and the negative one is over here. It's coming out from the side of the fender. okay, over the axle and over there to a ground, right to the transmission bolt. Okay, so everything is safe, everything's secure inside the conduit, no fear of anything breaking, ripping, anything else. Okay, that's very important because obviously one tiny little fray can affect the whole system. Alright, now onto the connection up front. Okay, I use a 6-volt, this happens to be a Napa brand, doesn't have to be a Napa brand, 6-volt flash unit. Okay, and there's 3 prongs on that flash unit. Okay, one goes to the load, to the lead, alright, the power source. One goes to the lights, and the other one actually, in normal installation, goes to the what's called the pilot light or the dashboard light. Okay, you don't need that one. Okay, you use the 2 that are opposite each other, not that 3rd one. Okay, so it's in and out. Forget about that 3rd one. Okay, and this is a heavy-duty flasher unit. It flashes faster and brighter, carries the amperage and voltage better than the regular 2-prong, the old real small simple ones. So anyway, that's what I use. Okay, 6-volt. This happens to be a Napa. The number on these is 535. Almost every 6-volt flash unit you look at is going to see that number 535. The bottom number is just the stocking number. 535 is the number. 6-volt flashing unit. Okay, and I also put an inline fuse in. Okay, right here. And you want the inline fuse to be able to hold the current less than the wire. In other words, you want the fuse to blow before the wire melts, should you have a short. Okay, so if your wire can handle, let's say, 12 amps, you want a 10 amp fuse. Okay, the purpose of the fuse is to blow before you have a fire or damage. Okay, if you put a fuse in that's higher, okay, and you get a fire or a short here, it's going to keep on shorting out. Okay, if you get a fuse is lower, it shorts out, that fuse is going to blow, and you'll save everything. Okay, so again, 6-volt, 535 flash unit, inline fuse. Alright, the conduit here, you don't have to use this particular one, but something similar I would recommend. Protect the wire, and again, it's 1154 on the bulbs. Okay, 1154. And I think that's really it. I think I covered everything. It's very bright and sunny here, so you're probably not going to really appreciate how these lights are flashing, but I'll show you anyway. You're probably not going to hardly see them at all. The sun is shining right on the tractor. I don't even know if you can see them at all. But and with the tractor running, obviously the output is higher, and they're brighter, and they're faster. But works great. Simple shut-off switch. Simple pull-out, push in, shut-off switch. Nothing fancy. You can use a toggle switch. Okay, and that's just about it. I think I covered everything. Alright, any questions you have, just post below. I'll try to help you out with it. But for you guys that emailed me about this, it's not confusing. The hardest part, which really isn't hard, it's just making sure that you put the wire in conduit and make sure you snake it properly. So it's out of the way of the 3-point hitch, all the pedals, everything else. Okay? You want everything to be neat and tight, no loose ends that you're going to step on, or you're going to whatever, something's going to get caught on. That's the most important thing. Everything is in the conduit, everything is safe, and you're not going to have any problems. And for any of you guys that are wondering just how bright these are and just how good they look at night, well, your answer's coming up very shortly. Alright, book 'em down.